Good afternoon to all my fellow Medlians and guests. Welcome to the 591st meeting of Medley Toastmasters. So today I am Toastmaster Pranav, your Sergeant at Arms. Now the mission of every Toastmasters club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive environment to enhance your communication and leadership skills, which in turn boosts self-confidence and personal growth. Now there are three ground rules in every Toastmasters meeting. The first one is please maintain silence and put yourself on mute if you're not talking. And do not turn on the video if you're moving as it causes some disturbance. Avoid taboo topics like sex, religion, and politics. And please try to join meetings in your formal attire. Now, the time has come to introduce our presiding officer. Well, he does not need much of an introduction. He brings with him 4 decades of experience in corporate communications, and he's a proud Medlian since 2015. So with this, please, with a big round of applause, please welcome our presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster, Thomas Abraham, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pranav. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. With the sound of this imaginary gavel, I declare open Medley meeting number 591. Dun. We are in the midst of a renewal season. Like in nature, so with Toastmasters, it's a cycle. But the reality of this cycle is that some of the Medlians who have traveled with us for 1, 2, 3, 4, even 7, 8 years are not Medlians as of now. There are various reasons, and I think we must respect them. Allow me to give a few of them. I don't know whether you're aware. I was in two minds whether to say this or not. Our long-standing member, Balamurli, lost his father to COVID. His mother survived, so did he himself. But he told me that he would like to have some time with himself. So he has taken a break. Raghu Bhai, he was a worried man for a few months. In his village, his mother there were worries about her health because his brothers' families were affected by COVID. And Mishraji was wanting to leave at the earliest in his SUV, not knowing that on the way there are, you cannot just go like that. I can go on and some people have had problems with their jobs. There are financial insecurities. Some people have very poor connectivity in their villages. So multiple reasons people have had to take a break. But I assure you, and I'm sure they'll realize it, this too will pass. We will reunite. And many of them are determined to come back. They're only asking for a temporary break. So this is the circumstance under which we are meeting. I thought we must acknowledge it. We must remember some of them duly and the right way. Therefore, I thought I must mention a few facts with you. I mean, when you say Medley, my second family, if you cannot say this, what are we talking about? Secondly, in our own little way, given the facts, we wanted to make it easy for Medlians to continue as Medlians. So the refund of the last term, where we saved the money. Why keep the money? It's the members' money. And this time also we know that we can save money. So why keep the money? Thanks to the good work done in the past, members and ex-coms, we have a good nest, more than a good nest. So why collect the money? So we upfronted, we created something like a discount, called it early bird, so that we can make it easy for Medlians. Friends, there were some discussions about it. Therefore, I wanted to upfront to you why we did what we did. Thank you for your patience. I will now move on to another interesting aspect. Friends, it takes some luck to be part of milestones because often we don't create milestones. I was fortunate to be able to be part of and in fact plan and implement the platinum jubilee of a company, a nationalized bank I was a member of. Just a matter of luck, I was in the right place. Later, before I opted out of corporate life, I had an opportunity to do the entire work, spearhead the entire work of Ashok Leyland's Diamond Jubilee. Again, purely a matter of luck. Friends, your luck is on. In less than 2 months, Medley will celebrate its 600th milestone. Each of us will be part of that historic milestone. To help us do that, Toastmaster Ramesh Murugan is spearheading a group to ideate and work with the ExCom and make the 600th celebrations a grand success. So along with his team, he has put together some promotions, and here is what. This is a group of 6 that Ramesh is heading, and they have a surprise for you today. Ramesh, we are ready.
When I joined Medley was 3 years old. Today she is 12 years old. So I'm with Medley for around 8 years now. Today I'm so happy that Medley is going to the 600th meeting. So all the best wishes. So when I look back, my days with Medley was amazing and I really cherish it. I gained a lot from my association with Medley. One of the most important things I cherish is the variety of the members. I had an opportunity to interact with members from different backgrounds, different professions, different age group, different skill set, which was unique. The second thing is the creative meetings. I think we tried everything. We tried special meetings, team meetings, fun meetings, meeting outside the club, topsy-turvy meetings. So all this gave us a lot of learning opportunity. Another thing I liked about Medley was the intense post-meeting discussions we had outside Gandhinagar Club. So my days with Medley was memorable. Even now I really enjoy, I'm really happy that I am part of this club. I wish Medley all the very best when she is going to her 600th meeting. Thank you.
So today, thank you very much, Ramesh. So that was not an unfamiliar person, to say the least, one of our senior members. You'll hear more about him. Allow me to just ask one question. Do we have guests today? I can see one guest here. Guest Muthukumari. Could you, hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, there you are, ma'am. So how are you today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you. So what are your expectations from meeting number 2? Today is your second meeting?
Today's actually my third meeting.
Third meeting, I'm so sorry. Okay. So what are you looking forward to today?
Just understanding how the club works more. I'm still learning about how the paths work. So maybe by next meeting, I would be clear about that and start as a member.
Okay, great. Paths, it's simple, but it needs some explaining. You could, after the meeting, catch up with any of us. We will put you in touch. We will help you take that thought forward. Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
So please do enjoy the meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in.
Yes.
With these words, I would take things forward. As to the hero of the day, it's already been exposed. So whatever I do in terms of introduction would not be adequate. But today's Toastmaster of the day is one of our senior-most Toastmasters of Medley, highly accomplished, a lawyer, professionally a lawyer. He has taken on so many roles. He has gone through the works in club officialdom, went on to become the area director. He was the assistant chief judge. and what have you. I'm referring to DTM Sunil Jose, who is your TMOD of the day. Over to you, Sunil.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, DTM Thomas, sir. It was a pleasure to come back to Medley again. Well, there is a saying, all of you know, you've been to school. So whenever some kids don't come to the class, what the teachers do, they put them in extracurricular activities. Okay. So that's what sometimes Thomas sir say do. Okay. Thomas sir calls me suddenly and said, Sunil, you have to be a TMOD that day. So I was wondering why I'm not even coming for meeting. So I was trying to find out the reason, and I found out the reason. This is the reason, because Thomas, the DTM Thomas Abraham. So this is how we make sure that people who are absconding from meetings are coming back to meeting. Thank you for that that wonderful way of doing it. Okay. So my dear friends, Toastmasters and dear guests, welcome to meeting number 591. Wow, we are closing, inching towards that 600 meeting. I don't want to tell you again the script which I had which actually was played here. Okay. So anyway, I'm so happy to be here, even in the midst of all these things which happens around, all the difficulties we have around us. Every Toastmaster meet has three sessions. Basically, three sessions: a prepared speech session where the members prepared speeches based on the projects and deliver it, and it will be evaluated by another Toastmaster. Then we have the table topic session, which is impromptu speech session, and finally, the most important, in my opinion, is the evaluation session, which is the evaluating not only the speeches, the entire proceedings in the meeting. So these are the three sessions. We have today we have an additional session. It's a surprise session. Because it's surprise, I don't want to reveal what is that session. Okay, so let's see in that time. Normally, Toastmasters meeting run around the theme. We just contemplate on certain things, which comes to the which comes from the mind of Toastmaster of the day. So today, when I was asked to do this, I was thinking about something during this time. We have been hearing about many things, like every day papers say, okay, we are inching towards 64 lakhs. We are inching towards 1 billion. I mean, let's see, 10 billion or something. As if we are participating in an Olympic race, or we are there to put a Guinness World of Record. People are trying to project it as like either, I think, media to an extent, I feel, trying to put it like as if the numbers are important for them. So a lot of things are happening around: suicide, deaths, and difficulties, financial problems, job losses. Everything is around. Okay, and in between also, there are a lot of people which actually carrying forward. Certain individuals which are close to me, I was wondering how come they are carrying forward by themselves. Even despite all the difficulty, they say, I don't have anything, and it's that, but people are still carrying on. I think that is one thing we have to appreciate about human mankind, I guess. So that is one thing which I want to discuss today. The rays of hope. What makes people to go ahead? There are, slightly twisted is this. Okay, there are certain things in our lives which we thought, okay, will never will happen in our life. Maybe it's in our domain, it's our personal life. We think it will never happen. But this pandemic has actually changed the entire course of it, and it is going to happen. I'm going to discuss about things which are happened, which we wanted to happen, should happen in our life, actually going to happen. One of the things which I want to tell you is, I will discuss in the course of the meeting, but one thing I want to tell you is in my industry, legal industry. See, legal industry basically runs around the disputes in court. Court is the center of any legal industry. Obviously, I'm not I'm more into a transaction lawyer, but there are litigation lawyers. They spend their day in and out in courts because the life is there. You know what happened actually for the last 6 months? Our experts in our field has analyzed this and find out a lot of people are staying away from litigation. A lot of people are staying away from litigation and they don't want to continue with litigation. So they find they can survive without actually fighting a case in the court. The 6 months has gone without any problem. So a lot of litigants already in the court are reluctant to continue with the litigation. So this is a major change which can even impact a lot of lawyers' life and career, which is actually going to happen. So what is the fallout? There is something called mediations, out of court settlements. A lot of clients are today willing to go to mediations than to fight out the case in the court. This is something which, as a lawyer, even as a lawyer, when I was a law student, I was thinking in my college, see why there is a lot of dispute. Every dispute can be solved. You have to try it out before going to court. But I couldn't give it out because I was in a place where people say, okay, let us take it to the court. So, my dear friends, this is a ray of hope. In my domain, at least, this is a ray of hope. This is a thing which I never expected would happen in my lifetime. People are reluctant to go to court. Instead, they are willing, more than willing, to try it out first in and mediate between themselves and see if there is a result. And if there is no result, they are taking court as a last resort. Any calamities, any problem is there, my dear friends, there is a ray of hope that every human being is adapted to find out. We will be discussing this more in coming sessions. So let's go towards the introducing my right hand, I say. The meeting is not run by me, as you say. It will not be. Don't worry, you will not see my face throughout the meetings. There are a couple of people. So the most important person is a general evaluator. So this is again Toastmaster uniqueness to put someone from the club to evaluate not only the speakers but the entire meeting, including the Toastmaster of the day and the president. So here today we have Toastmaster Ramesh Murugan. Ramesh Murugan is not new to the club. He has been a part of this club for quite some time, even though he joined relatively recent time. Still part of the club for quite some time, and a very known, very active Toastmaster today. And I was asking him about the ray of hope, and he was telling me something like the adaptation and acceleration of digital transformation and remote solutions is the ray of hope he expects and he wish in his domain. So let me introduce the general evaluator today, Toastmaster Ramesh Murugan, who has the purpose statement, he has a purpose statement. I never heard. I will write it down again. I am the catalyst who helps people to improve their happiness index. Oh, what a statement, man. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM Sunil. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the general evaluator is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. During the meeting, I will take notes on everything that happens and does not happen. I will evaluate each participant on the meeting program and look for good examples of preparation, organization, delivery, enthusiasm, observation, and performance of duties. At the end of the meeting, I will give my report. To assist me in my role, we have two teams. Team 1, speech evaluation team, wherein this particular team will evaluate the prepared speakers. Team 2, I would put it in a different way, a speech monitoring team, wherein there is a saying that if you can't measure it, you cannot manage it. So for monitoring all the speeches, we have 3 players in the speech monitoring team. That's called tag player. Now I would like to call the timer Toastmaster Periyasamy. His native is Kallakurichi. Currently, he is residing in Kuduanjeri, working in a garment manufacturing company as production manager, married and blessed with 2 beautiful children. He has faced many challenges in his life. For him, it is his inner confidence and hard work is the ray of hope to come out from any difficulties. I would request now Toastmaster Periyasamy to explain the role of timer.
Yeah, thank you, Zee. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, G, for your warm welcome. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and welcome guest. I will be serving as the timer today. My duty is to time prepared speeches, table topics, and speech evaluations. Today, the prepared speeches have varied timings ranging from 5 minutes to 8 minutes. Table topics have a time limit of 1 to 2 minutes, and evaluation have a time limit of 2 to 3 minutes. When a speaker reaches the minimum time allotted, I will show the green color background. Please pin my video. When a speaker reaches the midpoint of the time allotted, I will show the yellow background. When a speaker reaches the end of the speaking time, I will show the red color background. Then the speaker has 30 seconds to end his speech. I will submit my report when called upon by GE. Over to GE. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Periyasamy. Next, from the speech monitoring team, we have our counter is one of the measurement. For this particular role, we have an active ExCom secretary, Toastmaster Rangarajan. It is human nature to be optimistic about the future, and it is a 4-letter word called hope. May I request Toastmaster Rangarajan to explain the role of our counter.
Thank you very much, TM Ramesh, Toastmasters and guests. My role here is to find out about the speakers. There will be 3 aspects in which I will monitor them. One is usage of over usage of words like and, but, and so. And the other one is to monitor filler words like that way. And the third one is repetition of words. I, like, and so on. So I'll monitor this, and at the end of the meeting, when called for, I will present my reports. Over to the GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rangarajan. The last monitoring team member is from the grammarian, Toastmaster Pravitra. She is one of the stunning 6 core team we formed as part of the Medley Toastmasters 600th milestone meeting. She believes that a ray of hope is a little voice that you hear whispering, maybe when everything or everyone around you shouts no. May I request Toastmaster Pravitra to explain the role of grammarian?
Thanks for that introduction, G. I hope you can hear me. Can I just have a thumbs up? Great. All right. As the grammarian today, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to the speakers and listen to their language usage. I will take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As the grammarian, it's my duty to introduce the word of the day today. Let me know once you can see my screen. Are you able to view my screen?
Audible and visible.
Okay, great. So the word of the day today is ardent, A-R-D-E-N-T. It is an adjective. It means very enthusiastic or passionate. 2 examples of usage of this particular word. One is, I'm an ardent lover of sports. The second example could be, Toastmasters are ardent proponents of public speaking skills. So this is the word of the day. I'll also post the word of the day on the chat box. I would encourage all of you to try to use this word as much as possible during this meeting. At the end of the meeting, when called upon by the GE, I will share my detailed report. Over to you, Ramesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pravitra. Now that we have introduced the speech,
display the word of the day. Better to display the word of the day. Please, I make a submission to display the word of the day.
Officer, we can't hear you.
Thank you so much, sir. Tyagarajan sir, we will implement that. So now that we have introduced the speech monitoring or the tag player, I will now give back the control to the Toastmaster of the day, DTM Sunil. Hope you all enjoy this session today. So along with you, I'll also going to be enjoying. Let's hope everyone become an ardent Toastmasters as Pavitra mentioned. Over to Toastmasters of the Day, Sunil Jose.
Let's give a big round of applause to our general evaluator for introducing his team to us and make us aware that there are a lot of people are waiting. A lot of people are watching us throughout the meeting. Now, we are moving to the first session, that is the prepared speech sessions. Before that, I would like to say, tell you another example of a ray of hope, or another ray of hope in my domain. It happened, obviously it will affect you also, a lot of you, is the online court hearings. What is the impact of online court hearings is tremendous. The number of cases are pending in courts is mount to around millions of cases are pending in court. Online court was, there was a request by different organizations and advocate forums to introduce this, but somehow the system was resisting it. One advantage, one hope I have from this panic is the speedy litigation, the speedy, the speed in which justice is going to deliver to common people. That is making many small proceedings or simple proceedings to and make it permanent online. So that is another ray of hope I have from this pandemic situation. Now let us move on to the first prepared speech. The first speaker is a person who is very much known to us, Toastmaster Tyagarajan. He is an ardent ardent fan of Shakespearean literature, and a speaker and a veteran speaker and a writer. He has been part of Toastmaster presidency for quite some long time. Now, I was discussing about the ray of hope, and the one thing which actually struck my mind, he gave me a lot of ideas, a lot of observations, but one thing struck my mind is that he said the mouth mask, which we used to wear now, which is the norm of the day right now. Before, somebody wear it and go out, people look at us and say, why this guy is, hiding his face. Now, today, this is, if you don't look at it, say, why this guy is not wearing it. Now, he finds it out that it was a solution for pollution, air pollution. And this is going to be a norm of the day in the future. Even post-COVID situation, the mask is going to stay here. And that is really a positive sign. And this is among many observations he has given me. I have picked up one and he gave me the freedom to do that. Now, let me tell you about his project. He's giving a from the annual storytelling, and it's touching story, and the title is Tekadi Raja. Let me invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Priyadarshini, to introduce, to give the objectives which he is supposed to do through this project. Yes, Priyadarshini.
Yeah, good afternoon to all. Today, Toastmaster Tyagarajan is presenting the touching story. The objective of this project is to understand the techniques which is available to arouse emotion, to become skilled in arousing emotions while telling a story. Timer, the time is 6 to 8 minutes. All the best to you, sir.
Thank you, Priyadarshini. Timer, please note the time is 6 to 8 minutes. And let me welcome Toastmaster Tyagarajan. Tekadi Raja. Tekadi Raja, Toastmaster Tyagarajan. Over to you, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you can start now.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Yes. Now, let me take the audience to take the tour spot situated about 30 kilometers away from Madurai. There we witness a boy and a girl playing with a coffee French. The boy's name was Sangaraj and girl's name was Nalini. Both of them were ardent enthusiasts in wildlife. And the calf elephant's name was Raja. Yet we should keep it in view that Nalini and Raja's relationship is purely fraternal. Yes. And the Raja Yes, that is the name of the cough elephant, was the apple of the eye. They have given the heart and soul to Raja. While they were playing such, a mystic, clad in a saffron robe, matted with his hair and a flowing beard, he was watching them. And he came close to the animal, examined it, and then he predicted a verdict. Yes. Oh, this animal is a jinxed animal. J-I-N-X. Jinx means bringer of bad luck. This animal is a jinxed animal. He will bring untold destruction, devastation to everyone. But Tangaraj and Nalini turned a deaf ear for his forecast and laughed at me. Just next day Nalini came with a fallen face and conveyed to Tangaraj, yes, I have to bid farewell, you know that. My father is a forest officer and he has been shifted to Mudumai. So Tangaraj burst to tears and then she made a submission. Take care of Raja. Yes. Tangaraj said, promise you definitely he'll be my companion. Then Nalini went away and Tangaraj felt a sense of killing solitude, but it was Raja who came to his rescue. And years rolled on. One year, what happened? Yes, Tangaraj heard the reports of gun. Yes, what was that? He was staggered, and all of a sudden, within his visibility, a jeep was halted. And from it alighted a man with a handlebar shaft and with a stiff face and a sharp look. Yes, he was the newly appointed forest officer. And Tangaraj rushed to him, saluted him with all his submissive reverence. But that man little cared for it. Hey, come on, you transfer all my luggage, doctors. And then she moved on. And then came his wife, perhaps, a gentle lady. And Tangaraj saw who was that lady, perhaps forest officer's wife. He was none other than Nalini. Yes. And she looked deadly pale. And she seemed to be sunken with sorrow. Yes. And on seeing Tangaraj, she burst into tears. Tangaraj, you know Tangaraj, you know, I am having a sleepless nights and peaceless mind. What's about it? Tangaraj, my husband, you know, just now you saw. Yes. I have developed today passion for wildlife. What is his recreation? Hardly he will go to sleep unless he hunts and kills an animal. Look at how can he be happy? He complained. Meanwhile, the forest officer shouted all the 2 years. Now the time was 10 o'clock night. And forest officer, hey, Tangaraj, an authoritative voice. Hey, see, I am a poacher, you know that? Yes. I am entrusted with the job. I have killed all the animals, you know, except the elephant. Yes. It is missing my chart. So if you can show me an elephant, and if you were to kill it, I will give you a reward to you. When he finished it, there was a trumpet. All of an elephant is known as trumpet. Noisy trumpet. Tangaraj identified. It was Raja. Yes, he has come. Yes, in the backyard of their quarters. And Nalini also identified. And both of them got worried because the forest officer's attitude is such. So, forest officer immediately rushed to the rifle. Come in, all of you, he ordered. And then all the three went to the backyard. And there you see, Raja was there, fully grown up. Yes, with his tusks glimmered on the moonshine. And then suddenly, the forest officer expressed jubilance. But Nalini fell at his feet. Please don't kill Raja. You kill me, Mori. You kill me, she pleaded. No, he turned a deaf ear. And in a flick of a second, he has emptied 3 bullets from his rifle, which just penetrated into the forehead of Raja. And Raja, he made it a noisy trumpet again. But he was not to be cowed down so easily. He came one step forward and with his snaky tongue encircled the forest officer and hurled him high up in the air, dropped it suddenly, and as though he was taking sweet vengeance on behalf of all the wildlife. With another step, he came forward and trampled the forest officer into human blood. Nalini was, yes, she fainted. Her body was turned cold. Tangaraj was staggered, stunned, and even stumped. His face profusely sweated despite cold weather. And his lips withered, and adrenaline was pumped up all his body. At that time, there is and you was see 3 swords there near him. Yes, they are all collapsed. And Tangaraj, 3 swords at a time. Himself at that time, far away in a little distance, a thin apparition appeared. Yes, it came closely and closely. Yes, covered, cried in and a flowing billet was that Tangaraj. Yes, he was bursting into tears. It was all a challenge for his masculinity. But that apparition came slowly. So he was able to identify. It was the Sadhu. Yes, he flashed back, swept his mind. Slowly the Sadhu came in and whispered Tangaraj, my son, it is for destiny's decree, my son. Did I not tell you that it is a jinxed animal? That's it, jinxed animal. And that's the sad and emotional story of their career.
Hello. I think so. The speech is over, right? Or you got any disturbance?
Some internet issues.
Okay, I think let's give a big round of applause to our Toastmaster Tyagarajan. He always speaks in stories, and I really admire his ability to do that. Most of the time, even if you ask him some opinion, he has a story, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Toastmaster Tyagarajan, for that the wonderful speech again. Now, let's move on to the second speaker. The second speaker is Toastmaster Narasimhan. So I think the current members of the club doesn't need an introduction to Toastmaster Narasimhan. He himself described as a newbie. I don't know what's the connection between the newbie and, because newbie is somebody who has no idea. As if you are entering the LKG for the first day, you can call a newbie. But a person who is very well go to every class and see all the familiar with all the students in all the class. So how can you call him a newbie? So Toastmaster Narasimhan was has been in the club for maybe around 1 year now, and he is currently our Vice President Public Relationship of the club. He works with Cognizant, and regarding the rays of hope from all this pandemic and difficult situation, he really hoped that we will, and he knows and he believes in that we will spend more time with our families going forward. And also, technology is going to be an integral part of our life in the future, and we will tend to work smarter and will save a lot of time and money. So these are his takeaways when he thinks about, when he has thinks about the hope in the future from these pandemic situations. Now, let us see the project which he's going to do. He's giving a speech from the pathway, innovative planning. So he's giving a speech from level 3, from the elective subject, connect with storytelling, and another storytelling related speech. And the title is very, very interesting, God or Ghost. Now, before inviting him to give the speech, let me invite my friend and again another inevitable part of Medley, Toastmaster Dinesh, to read out the objective of the Narasimhan's speech. Dinesh, please.
Thank you, Tim. The purpose of the speech of Narasimha is to participate using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Timer, please note the time is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Narasimhan, and over to you, T. Mudi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh. Toastmaster Narasimhan, God or Ghost? God or Ghost? Toastmaster Narasimhan. Over to you.
I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Great, thank you. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The summer of 2002 was quite a summer for me to remember. I had given my final semester exams and I was awaiting results. With plenty of time at disposal, most of my days were spent hanging out with my friends. To tell you something about my friends, we were a gang of 5. Myself, Karthik, Prakash, Venki, and Gokul. And we have been friends since school days. One fateful morning, I got a call from Venki. He was asking me if I was up for some adventure. With nothing to do, I said, yes, why not? He asked me to come to his house in Tirvanmur that evening. All 5 of us met at Venki's house. He said, I've heard stories about this haunted house, which is not that far away from my place. My friend Gokul started laughing. He said, do you still believe in ghosts? Venki replied, let's find out. His plan was to go to that haunted house that night, spend some time there, and spend rest of the night at his house. We all looked at each other. Gokul volunteered. He was the first one to agree, as he's an ardent fan of all these paranormal investigations. I immediately backed out. So did Karthik and Prakash. We tried arguing. We argued a lot. And since back then I was not a Toastmaster, I lost my case. We finally agreed that we'll venture into this misadventure. We decided that we will meet at Venki's place at 11:30 that night. We reached Venki's place, but it was just 3 of us, myself, Venki, and Gokul. Prakash and Karthik had dropped as expected. We ventured to that haunted house in 2 bikes. I was sitting behind Gokul. We went to that house. It was at the end of a lonely street. It had big iron grates in the front, which were locked. It looked every bit like a haunted house that you typically come across in movies. Worn out, dilapidated, with lots of dry leaves, dusts, and cobwebs. We jumped over the gate. We went inside the house. It was very dark and eerie. We had a torch. And as we went inside the house, we felt a sense of uneasiness creeping inside us. As we ventured to the rear side of the house, we saw something dark moving around. We thought it might be a cat or a dog. As we went further inside, to our horror, we found out that the back door of the house was wide open. We went slowly towards the back door of that house. As we went, we noticed there was something unusual. The air was a lot more cooler than normal. And mind you, we were in the middle of Chennai summer. Suddenly, a huge gust of wind came. We heard a loud roar, and then the door slammed and closed and made a thunderous noise. I stood there frozen. My friends ran for their lives. It took a while for me to realize what exactly was happening. And when I did realize, I started running towards the gate. Meanwhile, my friends, they jumped over the gate, they started their bikes, and they ran, leaving me alone. Helpless, I started running. It was pitch dark, and I ran as fast as I can. I was cursing myself with prayers on my lips. I was running at a breakneck speed, and I paused for a moment to catch some breath. Then suddenly, from behind, a huge hand came and fell on my shoulders. My entire body froze. I slowly turned back. To my relief, it was a policeman. He was my ray of hope. The policeman asked me what I was doing at this point of time, and he was asking me why I was running. I narrated to him the entire incident, for which he scolded me on such foolishness journey that we embarked on. He took me back home and dropped me back at my home in Adyar on his bike. I thanked him and I asked his name. He said his name was Perumal and he worked at the J2 police station. The next day evening, I get a call from Gokul. With the choicest of cuss words, I scolded Gokul for abandoning me. And I also asked Gokul, hey, do you remember what exactly happened to Venki? For which Gokul replied, hey, I don't know, man. You were the first person I called. So we decided to go to Venki's place. When we went to Venki's place, his mother told us that he was still sleeping and he was down with high fever. We were worried. We went, we had a brief chat with Venki. And on our way back, I actually wanted to go back to the police station again and to thank the policeman for he had helped me the previous night. When we went to the police station, we were quite surprised as we found out that there was no one called Perumal working there, nor in any of the neighboring stations around. And we also learned that the police officer who was supposed to be patrolling that area was on leave. Surprised, we headed back to our houses. After a few days, all our friends, we met again, and we promised ourselves that we will not embark on such a misadventure again. Even when we recall that incident, it sends a spine and shivers. It sends a shivers to our spine. And till date, I've not been able to answer the simple question. Who is Perumal? Is he a god or ghost? Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
My God, what a speech, man. Okay, so give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Narasimhan. As usual, he brings a different and unexpected threads in his speeches. So now, let us see from the timer if both the speakers are qualified, because we are coming to the end of the prepared speech session. Are both speakers qualified?
Yeah, Speaker Narasimhan is qualified. Speaker Dhyagarajan is not qualified.
All right. Okay, yeah. Thank you, timer. So now we are moving to so the voting will happen towards the end of the session. You just keep in your mind. Okay. So now we are going to the next session. So the prepared speech session is over. For the benefit of the guest, we are moving to an impromptu speech session. That is unprepared. You can call it an unprepared session. Okay. Before that, I also would like to again come back to my theme of the day and about the ray of hope. See, one thing which during as part of my professional life and my personal life, I come across one thing. I notice one thing is the family bonding. It's not about people come together and spend more time. It's about people or sons and daughters and parents who are not in talking terms. Coming together and started talking or started interacting with it. I have come across a lot of cases. I don't know how this happened from the this current situation, but it's actually happened. I know personally. I know more than 3-4 cases where the family reunited after a long time. Dear friends, calamities brings in some cases calamities bring certain kind of thinking or introspection. I think this is an after effect of that. So people will now understand. I think human beings are going to understand that spending your time alone or keeping away from your fellow members of your family or your friends is not going to help you. So I think that introspection brought you back to the family, and this is going to stay for some time. I'm sure. So we hope, and that will make a better humankind altogether. So let us move on to the next session, that is the unprepared session or table topic session. So today's table topic master is a person who I think I told you, maybe you would have seen my video. I said I had seen a lot of people from various walks of life, and this is one person which I couldn't. I couldn't come across. I couldn't get closer. He's the PhD scholars from IIT. So now I am happy that because I was part of Toastmaster, now I also come to know IIT and PhD scholar. So our table topic master is an IIT and PhD scholar who is working in the domain of robotics and artificial intelligence. Toastmaster Ishwar. Toastmaster Ishwar's ray of hope is very, very interesting. We started working from home. Now he thinks this working from home, the tendency to work from home become a permanent stuff. Okay, so even after COVID, he wishes that he will be able to continue to work from home forever. Okay, now I give the stage to our Toastmaster or table topic master, Toastmaster Ishwar.
Thank you, TM Modi. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So, as TM Modi mentioned, this table topic session is basically to give an impromptu speech that will be as spontaneous as it could be. So, the timing is 2 minutes, and the speaker can start once the topic has been given to them. Let me share my screen and start the session. So, for a change, I would like to have a flavor of for and against topic. So I will be giving a topic to each participant and also the guest, and I will be asking them to speak towards the topic, in favor of topic, and also against the topic based on a buzzer sound. For example, if I gave a topic as money can you buy happiness, and in the span of 2 minutes, at some point they will be speaking against the topic as well. So that's how I planned it, and you can easily do that by just adding a negation. So let's say I like apple because it is red in color, and in the against question you can say I don't like apple because it is not a red in color and it is hard to eat, something like that. So I want this session to be as humorous and as spicy as possible. Let's start with that. So the first participant, I would like to have our senior Toastmaster Sampath Saurirajan. Sampath Saurirajan, are you there? Sampath Saurirajan, can you hear me? Okay. Can we go with Toastmaster Praveen? Praveen, are you? Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm able to hear you.
Yes. Yeah. He's one of an ardent Toastmaster who booked us a lot before I started itself. Praveen, can you choose a topic among this?
Topic 7.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So you can start in favor of this topic, and you will hear a buzzer sound. After that, you can go against the topic. Can you start?
Sure. So, good evening, everyone over here. So, homeschooling is better as a topic given to me. So, not taking that delay, the schooling that we receive or the learning which we have at our home would definitely give alarm to our parent to focus on a lot to their kids. So, I'm focusing a lot to my kid on her studies so that she can read it well. I'm very not sure, though I send it to her eminent school, I'm not sure that she study well there or not. So under my supervision, it might happen. So I will monitor her so closely so that she doesn't make any mistakes in her career. So probably apart from that, she'll learn the disciplines which I can give it to her. So when I can observe her at home. So not always home is better, because school is the place where you get the uniformity in behaving with everyone. So the custom of accommodating with people can happen only when there is a crowd in place. And when she is exposed, when my kid is exposed to larger audience, she might know how the society is. So for that education, home is just not the right choice. So home is always home for taking enough rest, stay healthy. So healthy home is always a better choice. But schooling cannot be at home, not at every time. So schooling can happen only at school. So which can give her enough ability to mingle with others. So just to know the custom of how society outside, she should go to school and study a lot. So this is what I give and teach my kid. I am a mentor of my kid in such a way. So thank you so much for the minutes given. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Praveen. Thank you for your speech. So let's get back to the. Yeah. Can we have Toastmaster Atish? Toastmaster Atish, are you there? Okay. Can we go with Toastmaster Saranya? Toastmaster Saranya?
Yes, Dharmesh.
Yeah. Which topic you would like to speak?
Topic 10.
Okay. You can start, Saranya. The topic is living abroad.
Living abroad. So, thank you for the wonderful topic, TT Master. So, I am an IT professional. So, as a professional, we always work hard to go abroad. So I always try to go on site and have like lot of dreams, like working in on site, enjoying the life there, enjoying the culture there. I don't have any experience. An on-site experience, but in spite, I always dreamt of being there. So it is like I work so hard so that I can go to on-site and live there and enjoy the beautiful, have a beautiful days in my life. Uh, to talk against the topic, like living on site is so we have to live our parents here, and then we have to go alone. So that I think like it would be better if we are all together in India, because the culture in India is very great when compared to abroad on site and other places. So I would always like to, mostly I would like to prefer to stay in India and enjoy on-site, like for living in abroad for a very few years. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Saranya. Thank you for giving your views on living abroad. Can we have Toastmaster Lakshmi? Lakshmi, are you there? Okay, can we go with Toastmaster Shankar?
Hello?
Yeah, Lakshmi, are you back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your audio is a bit choppy. Can you be a little audible?
Now?
Yeah.
I choose topic 3.
It's still a bit choppy. Can you increase your volume a bit?
Yeah. I choose topic 3.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I think it's just a sync we have right now.
Yeah. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Yeah, living in a village is a boon. Yes. Actually, I love to live in a village. See, until I born in a small a city, which is called KGF, that is Kola Goldfield. There, it is a city, but it is a city. From the childhood, I had never gone any out of stations. I did not know what is village. We have studied in a books, but I never experienced how the village would be in a real life. So one of my elder sister, my parents decided to marry her to a village. So there, first time when I went, it was too good. The nature. Actually, there are a lot of coconut trees, mango trees, and the field. When I see, it was too good. I thought, so this is a place naturally we can live without any pollution or something. So I love that place so very much. So very much, and I wanted to, whenever when I get leave or something, the summer holidays, I wish to go there. I spent most of my time over there in my childhood till 12th standard, and after so I will not be able to spend time in village after I have joined in a college. So really I like to live in a village. So if you want me to talk against this topic, yes, um, the experience which I had, for villages we will not have more buses, frequent amenities, that is free. We will not be able to travel. We have to wait for a long time to catch up a bus. Those days there are no transports, so which are available. So whenever we want, we can go visit or something. So I felt very irritated, and also going by a bus is. So I usually used to have a vomiting sensation while I travel through by bus. So I feel very uncomfortable when I travel by bus to the village, and the village roads are not the proper roads. All are mud roads or something. The bus will be here and there. It will it will go down to the pit or something. So that time and all, I was irritated a lot. So, and also during night hours, there won't be any lights or something uh, in the coconut trees near the village. So there I felt very afraid to come out of house itself. So I used to call my sister if I want to come out or something. If I want to go out after 6 o'clock, we have to go along with the people. So without them, we would not be able to. So that's the reason I hate to live in village. So to live in village, but I like so both. It has advantage and disadvantage both. So thank you so much for Dharmaneshwar giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you for your time. Can we have Toastmaster Venkatesh?
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we choose a topic among this which you would like to speak on?
My topic is number 9.
Okay. Yeah. So your topic is paper books are better than e-books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the topic master. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Paper books are better than e-books. Paper books are better than e-books because e-books you will come to know about more things. Paper books, according to me, you can only the history of the incident. But e-books, and because of the communication facilities we have, we will come to know that like a breaking news each and every time. I remember that when Indira Gandhi was passed, when I was in 10th standard, I think, we came to know that at later time only, after 2 hours, the schools are closed and it is very difficult for us to reach from Adayar to Adambakam. Then those things are gone away. Now, because of the e-books and because of the televisions, telecommunications, immediately we'll come to know that, even for the assassination and other things, because we'll be in safe. I would like to talk about e-books also, like in online, some news and some assassinations, like the recent incident about SPB. They're giving a fake news. In the hospital, he's struggling to pay the money and other things. To be honest, it's nothing. One of my friends is SPB Charan's close friend. He told me that these are fake news. Do not trust WhatsApp for each and every one, Venkat, because those days, the printed material is, they used to verify that and they will publish in the, paper, magazine, or a daily paper. Those messages are reputed one. But nowadays, through WhatsApp, what they're spreading rumors also, it's not good. That is why, according to me, paper books are better than e-books, but even though it comes late, but it's authentic information. I cannot estimate that all the WhatsApp messages are good. Over to the tabletop master. Thank you.
Thank you, Venkatesh, and thank you for your views. Can we have our guest Muthu Kumari?
Yes, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. Can you choose a topic which you'd like to speak?
Yes, topic 14.
Yeah. So your topic is smartphones, a blessing or a curse?
All right. Good evening, Toastmasters. My topic is smartphones, a blessing or a curse. So if I had to speak for it, obviously in the current situation, had there not been smartphones during such a global pandemic, I think all of us would not be able to work or attend classes. And even apart from that, if in a regular situation, I mean, before Corona, I think the smartphones have helped us connect with our family members and our school friends and other people who don't live close by. Smartphones have enabled video calling, emails, etc., to be available to us in our hand itself. So, in that case, smartphones would be a blessing. On the other hand, I've not been a very ardent fan of using smartphones. I prefer talking in person. So I'm someone who loves interaction in person. To me, it would be a curse because even if I want to meet someone who lives in the same city as I am, they would just be like, why can't we catch over a video call or a phone call? So in that case, I would say smartphones would be a curse. Thank you for the opportunity. Over to you, TTM.
Thank you, Muthu Kumari, for your views. Can we have Toastmaster Shankar? Toastmaster Shankar, are you there? Toastmaster Gopinath? Toastmaster Gopinath?
Yes, yes, I am available. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you choose a topic which you would like to speak? The topic number.
Topic 11.
Yeah. So you can start. This is the topic. Taking too much food.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. So the topic, taking too much food. Yes. So I would say, taking too much food, it is a, we can consider it as advantage, and we can, consider it as disadvantage. Because the advantage perspective, taking too much food, we should always think of, having a food, whether we are having a, the healthy food or the unhealthy food. So let's say the fruits and vegetables, right? So the fruits and vegetables are comes under healthy food. So if you take the rice and even it is chapati, so if you take too much of rice and if you take too much of wheat, then it will obviously increase your weight. So taking too much of fruits and vegetables on a daily basis, it will give you a lot of nutrition, and it will add so many strengths. And also, if if you are above 30 years of age, then taking too much of food, it is not a good for health. So you will always keen on what you are taking the food after 30. But when you are very young, when you are very child, so that time taking too much of food gives you a more strength, and it will give you the more energetic to your body. So till 30 we can have whatever we want, so there is no food restrictions below 30. And the persons who are having more than 30, it is not good for taking too much of food on their life. So this is my opinion about taking too much of food below 30 is a good way, good thing, and taking too much of food so more than 30, it is it is not a good for health. So thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gopinath. Thank you for this. Can we have Toastmaster Surya? Toastmaster Surya? Yeah.
Yes, I'm available.
Can we have your topic? The topic which you would like to speak.
So I'll go with the so-called unlucky number called 13.
Okay, your unlucky choice. Let's see. Yeah, so this online shopping.
Okay.
The topic is online shopping.
Online shopping, I would say that's actually a boon for each and every one of us. What would you do before, what you would have done before a decade if you would like to purchase a mobile phone or anything that you require, right? In your day-to-day life, any product, a beauty product, medicine, anything. You have to take your vehicle or you have to walk towards a shop and buy it, right? But online shopping made your life so easy. You can install an application, jolly well, surf through it, find out anything that you would like to purchase and get it right outside your doorstep. So that's one of the best ever thing that I felt would be the best possible thing in introducing the online shopping. These days, who likes to go out? And even this pandemic situation had made our situation even more worst, right? So you can't able to afford to go. Okay. But who prefers going to, for an online shopping? But see, recently an incident happened in online shopping. In Flipkart, someone ordered a mobile phone. When they opened up their box and saw it was a brick instead of a mobile. But online shopping is always waste. No? People always increase your ability to buy. They push you. They make you to buy things that are unwanted by giving some notification. By giving some unwanted notifications, such as you've got an offer to buy medicine, you've got an offer to buy mobile. Whenever we do not want anything, they are pushing us to buy something, right? So I would say preferring online shopping is one of the worst thing. Don't buy any products online. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Surya. Thank you for your views. Can we have Toastmaster Shruti?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Can we have your topic?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah. Can we have your topic, Shruti?
Topic 5.
Okay. Let me see what we have. I think someone has to mute this.
Nothing is permanent. Okay. For motion, I would like to understand that nothing is permanent in our life. For change is almost the only thing that keeps being permanent, because change is the only constant that is available to us at this moment. For example, at hand we have the COVID-19 situation. None of us a year back would have even imagined such a situation at hand. We would have been easily walking, eating, sleeping, living our life to our fullest extent. But none of us expected such a pandemic to even strike us. This is a very classic example of how humans are unable to control everything around them. They don't have everything under their own control. And this change is a classic example. Now, against this topic, nothing is permanent. I would like to believe that some things such as faith, such as humanity, are always permanent. It is an ever flourishing notion, because, for example, if you look around you, you would see a kindness of a man or a woman towards the stray dogs, towards stray cats, towards other stray human beings as such. This kindness, which was there a few years back, it was there a few centuries back, why? Few whole eras back. Now this kindness, I can assuredly tell you that it will be everlasting and permanent as long as humans have a mind to it. Now, another classic example would be love. At any point, starting from Romeo and Juliet, before that and after that, we have seen classic love examples, love icons, starting from Romeo and Juliet to even Devdas. We have seen it all, and it is not it is not a curtain, but we can proclaim it very easily that this is love is going to flourish forever, and this is going to be permanent. Over to you, Table Topics Master. Thank you for this lovely opportunity.
Thank you, Shruti. Thank you for your lively examples as well. Can we have the last table topic Toastmaster? Toastmaster Atishay, are you available?
Yes, I'm available.
Yeah. Can we have your topic which you would like to talk?
I would go with topic 8.
Okay, something at the center.
Yeah.
So this is the topic. Credit cards are a blessing. Speak
Yeah.
for and against.
Thank you. If I were to tell you that I'll give you a payment option, I'll ask you for 5,000 rupees and you can take the good today and pay me back 60 days later. What would you say? Would you take the offer? Everyone would. If I were to tell you, buy something from me for 5,000 rupees today, pay me back 60 days later, and I'll give you a 10% or 5% bonus on the 5,000 you spend. What would you say? Most people would grab the offer from me and maybe even say thank you and call me a crazy person for giving you this deal. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the exact offer that you get when you're using a credit card. And I believe this is the biggest advantage of using credit cards. Number one, you get interest-free. You get to take interest-free debt. Number two, you get great offers. Speaking against the motion, let's say you took a debt and you were not able to pay it back. After 60 days, you get to pay a very huge interest rate. Your debt piles on, and you are forced, and your debt piles on. And say you use your credit card for a recurring membership, or for making a payment that is on a recurring basis. You do not know. Sometimes you forget about that payment, and your card keeps being charged. The interest keeps piling on, and you don't have money. Another bad thing that happens because of the credit card is that it promotes extreme consumerism. So often you take debt to buy stuff that you don't need, to impress people that you don't love. Taking a short quote from the movie Fight Club. And this leads you to, this is a bad financial practice. It leads you into debt and causes troubles for you. Thank you, Table Topics Master. Back to you.
Thank you, Adishit. Thank you for your views. With this, we have the closure of our table topic session. And I really love to see the ardent participation from all of the Toastmasters and the request I got from every Toastmaster. With the time limit we have accepted certain requests, and we will be giving the certain requests to the next future Toastmaster sessions. With this, I would like to hand over the stage to TM Moody Sunil Jose. You can please take it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ishwar, for that lively session. As always, you made it very, very interesting. And it's very fun to see people who are actually in favor of something immediately change their mind and talking against. And it's really a rare skill which I also admire a lot. So thank you so much for making it very, very interesting. I'm also very happy to see a lot of Toastmasters coming forward and asking for participate in the table topic session. That shows the strength and health of the club and the participation of the members. Now, only one request I have during the session, we had some disturbance. Some of your mics are not muted, so only speakers, please unmute yourself. Others, please remain in the mute mode. Okay, let's go to the next session, because time is something which we value very much in Toastmasters. So we are slightly behind the schedule. So let us move on to the next session. I'm calling back Toastmaster Ramesh Murugan. So before that, can we have the name of the qualified Toastmasters table topic speaker's name, please?
Yeah, sure, Ji. Yeah. Toastmaster Praveen qualified, Toastmaster Sharanya qualified, Toastmaster Lakshmi not qualified, Toastmaster Venkatesh qualified.
Please read, excuse me, please read only the name of qualified.
Yeah, qualified people. Yes. Toastmaster Praveen, Toastmaster Sharanya, Toastmaster Venkadeshan, guest Muthukumari, Toastmaster Gopinath, Toastmaster Surya, Toastmaster Shruti, Toastmaster Atichai. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we will have an opportunity to vote at the end of the meeting. Now let's move on to the next session. I'm calling back Toastmaster Ramesh Murugan. You remember? Toastmaster Ramesh Murugan was here in the beginning, and then he went to the backstage. He's our general evaluator. So I'm calling back to the stage right now to evaluate and see what all things happened during this time, what all things you did during this time, which is acceptable or which is not acceptable. Says to you, Toastmaster
Thank
Ramesh
you.
Murugan.
Thank you, DTM Sunil. We will begin the evaluation of the prepared speeches now. To evaluate Toastmaster Tyagarajan, we have an evaluator person, Priyadashni. She is one of the active mentors of Fidelity Medley Speechcraft program, which we are doing it. Regarding today's theme, she shared the rays of hope. During tough times, she forced herself to see the brighter side, that's the light. By doing so, she avoids seeing back at the shadow. This light is her ray of hope. Now I request Priyadashni to provide speech evaluation for Toastmaster Tyagarajan.
Okay. Thank you, General Evaluator. It is said there are many dangerous humans on earth than dangerous animals. So with this, I'll say good afternoon to all my fellow Toastmasters and my speaker, Tyagarajan sir. What I liked about today's speech was the speaker himself. He carries a very big essay with himself. Did you notice that? His voice modulation. Today, I didn't just hear, I witnessed three characters when he talked about Nalini and the separation that she faced from her lover, when he talked about that majestic elephant Raja, as also Thangaraja. There was everything in this story to say, like, perfect setting. There were three minimal characters. There was a conflict which changed the story completely and also good climax. And I felt the heat when Raja was shot with 3 bullets. And I also felt the shiver when Raja trampled the officer. Overall, brilliant narration by our storyteller. To this storytelling, what should be my recommendation? I have one strong recommendation. So before you come and give any speech, see if your voice is audible. Try speaking more than one sentence, might be few lines. What happened today was, it was as if I was completely enjoying my favorite dish and someone snatched it from me. I was at the edge of my seat listening to this story of Raja, and there was complete blank out. You froze, I could not hear. Actually, I missed the complete climax. So I really felt bad missing the climax of this story, which was the heart and soul of Tekadi Raja. My only suggestion would be, please bring this Raja back from Tekadi, present him before us once again, because I am very much eager to listen to this story once again. Waiting to hear your story, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Priyadashni. Now that for evaluating Toastmasters Narasimhan, we have an evaluator, Toastmaster Dinesh. He is also one of the active mentors of Fidelity Medley Speechcraft program. From his view, rays of hope is what we all see in a tough situation. My request Dinesh to evaluate Toastmasters Narasimhan.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Ramesh. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Today, seeing Toastmaster Narasimhan's speech, the only thought which came to my mind is the Chandramukhi movie where Vadivelu gets caught in the huge mansion which is haunted and he struggles to come out of the house. He doesn't know how to come out. That was my immediate reaction when Toastmaster Narasimhan finished his speech. Now coming to Toastmaster Narasimhan's speech, he had a brilliant introduction. He first mentioned about how his 5 friends where didn't know what to do, and so they go to this haunted house, a setting, and then the conflict when only 3 out of his 5 friends finally arrive there, and then they caught, and then they become very afraid of what happens in the haunted house, and then they chase back, and then the action plan, that the policeman who saved him was never even in place. So brilliant, a proper introduction, conflict, and action was there in Toastmaster Narasimhan's speech. And another brilliant aspect of Narasimhan's speech was his vocal variety. He used it brilliantly. For example, when he ended, he said, "A shiver to my spine." When he said that he couldn't find the policeman he was searching for, and when he entered the haunted house, a thunderous noise. So he used this vocal variety, which is very important in speech, which is especially about a haunted place. Even in haunted movies, a voice or sound plays a very important setting in how we are actively listening to the movie. And also the way he describes the places and the situation is superb. For example, he just doesn't mention it as a haunted place. He says at night 11:30, when it is pitch dark, the house stands alone in this area, and surrounding that area there was not a single person walking. There was not even a cold breath anywhere. So there's a beautiful setting which is set upon for the house, which was very good. I have a single recommendation for Toastmaster Narasimhan in his brilliant speech. The only thing is body language. For example, he could when he was speaking among his friends, he could have had a dialogue. For example, when his friend Prakash went inside and someone suddenly started to come, a black object started to come around, he could have said, use the dialogue. For example, "Hey Prakash, did you see something black going behind me?" So, and like that, he could have created a dialogue. It would have been more interesting. And also, he could have paused in appropriate moments. For example, when he mentioned a hand behind me kept over my shoulder, for a second or two, he could have paused. That would have created the impact. But overall, to summarize Toastmaster Narasimhan's speech, it was a brilliant speech. And I'm looking forward to his next speeches. If he could just take part of the simple recommendations, his speech will grow well bound. And today, thank you, Narasimhan, for bringing me about Vadivelu's part in Chandramukhi's movie to my limelight. Thank you, and over to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh. As I mentioned that we do have a speech monitoring team. In that, I would like to now call a grammarian, Toastmaster Pavitra, to report out the grammarian.
Thank you, Ramesh. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. I will just share my screen. Can you see my screen? So I've mentioned the good or outstanding usages for today. On the left, Tyagarajan had used jinked, reverence. Narasimhan had used dilapidated, eerie, shiver down my spine, and thunderous. Praveen had used eminent. Shruti had used flourish. Atishai had used recurring. The word of the day was used by Ramesh Murugan, Sunil Jose, Tyagarajan, Narasimhan, and Ishwar. In terms of improper usage, there was one that I'd noticed. During night hours could be replaced by during the night or during the day. Over to you, Ramesh. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pavitra. Now may I request our counter, Toastmaster Rangarajan, to report. Toastmasters Rangarajan.
Good afternoon, G. I'm going to make a presentation as well. Just a second. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Toastmaster of the day, Sunil Jose made a few mentions of ours, and he repeated actually quite a few times. And PM Ramesh Murugan made 2 hours. In the prepared speeches, PM Tyagarajan had a lot of yes. PM Narasimhan had a clean speech. And among the TT speakers, we had guest Praveen. I had more than five souls and 5 likes, and he used the word sure quite a few times. Sharanya also the same. quite 5 hours and 3 source and 3 likes. Lakshmi Ramesh had 5 hours, 5 source, 3 likes, and I meditated quite a few times. Toastmaster Venkatesam had 2 and 4 likes. Yes, Kumari had 3 hours and she used the word soul quite a few times. Gopinath had 4 hours and you know. Surya had 4 buts and 1 and very buys. Shruti had 2 hours and Atishi had used the word that piles on, leads to death quite a few times. And among the evaluators, T.M. Priyadarshini Belur had a clean speech, and T.M. Dinesh Shekhar had 5 hours, and then he used quite a few times. That's it from me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rangarajan. Finally, I would like to hear from Toastmaster Periyasamy on the timer report.
Oh, thank you, G. 1 minute, I will share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. From the prepared speeches, speaker Toastmaster Tyagarajan, speaker number 1, Toastmaster Tyagarajan, 9 minutes 38 seconds. Speaker 2, Toastmaster Narasimhan, 5 minutes 45 seconds. From the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Praveen, 1 minute 40 seconds. Toastmaster Sharanya, 1 minute 26 seconds. Toastmaster Lakshmi, 3 minutes 14 seconds. Toastmaster Venkatesan, 2 minutes 13 seconds. Guest Muthukumari, 1 minute 17 seconds. Toastmaster Gopinath, 2 minutes 25 seconds. Toastmaster Surya, 2 minutes 13 seconds. Toastmaster Shruti, 2 minutes. Toastmaster Atishai, 1 minute 53 seconds. From the evaluators, Toastmaster Priyadarshini Bailu, 2 minutes 3 seconds. Toastmaster Dinesh, 3 minutes 2 seconds. So overall, this is my report. Thank you, Ji.
Thank you, Toastmaster Periyasamy. As everyone decided to share the screen and then present the report, today's G also decided to share something. So I'd like to go with what went well in today's Toastmasters meeting. Are you able to see my screen? The communication before the meeting was well managed, and then we were able to connect quickly, and then all those things were done very professionally. Very kudos to the VP team and ExCom members. Number 2, a brief update on what's happening in the Toastmasters arena, especially on the renewal part, and then the challenges team members are going through, and what's coming in the important milestone. Yes, covered a wider arena, giving a brief update to all the members. Very good job. Number 3, we started the meeting on time. Number 4, everyone was introduced very professionally. That's a very good strength I see in Medley Toastmasters. We do a lot of homework and then do a very professional introducing all the Toastmasters. And today, excellent job done by Ishwar, very innovative, and guests also been invited. Only one suggestion here is when you shared the screen, there were few topics were very visible. So maybe we should be very cautious in that. And number 2, you should have encouraged more people to speak, because we have, I think, time. So we should have allowed, I think, 3-4 speakers, so that we would have covered more. So these are all what went well. What could have been done better? I have only 3 points. Medley is doing excellent job. Number 1, every Toastmaster sessions, in my view, the prepared speeches giving a lot of key takeaways. We will not know, it's every prepared speakers coming out with a lot of work, preparedness and all those things. There will be a key takeaways from every session. So here, if you have only 2 speakers, the takeaway is becoming very less. So I would encourage to have minimum 3 or 4 prepared speakers. I know there is a challenge, but we need to ensure that how we can maintain minimum 3 to 4 speakers. Number 2, most importantly, we all come together to learn and improve the Toastmasters by improving the communication and nurturing leadership skills. I see most of the table topic speakers, they're very convenient in switching off the video. That wouldn't go, you also will not be able to take some learning here. So please do ensure that when you are presenting, at least you turn on the video so that your body language and all those things can be monitored and then provided with a lot of improvement suggestions. So I request now, table topic speaker, at least you should turn on the video. Number 3, there were few audio interruptions during the call. I think the host has got full control to mute if someone is giving a disturbance. So we can see how we can improvise with this technology. With this, I really enjoyed the session and hope everyone become an ardent Toastmaster, spending a quality time in Saturday meeting. I give back my control to TTM Sunil Jose. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh Murugan. See again. Okay, that was again a different general evaluation report altogether. And so, I mean, we started taking the points which actually starts only online. That was also, you have given some observations, very, very valuable. Thank you so much. And now I'm coming to the sad part of this, the closing session. That is what the agenda says, closing session. I don't like these sessions to be closed. I think we can continue like this for some more time. But unfortunately, Toastmaster Thomas Abraham is watching me. And so I have to conclude anyway. Now, sir, can we go for the voting right now? Yeah, okay. So let's vote for the, yeah, you have the screen. You can vote for the best role plays and speakers. Please vote for the best speakers and role plays. So after TT speakers, we can't move this, or
We can.
You have to press submit if it is done.
Huh? I can't do this. I can only see till TT speakers. Anyone else is facing this?
No, that's all.
All right, okay.
TT is the last. Everything is covered.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I jumped it. Okay, let's move on. So can we move on now?
Sure.
Okay, I told you in the beginning there are mainly 3 sessions in a Toastmasters meeting, and there is a surprise session, and I've been holding this with very difficulty for all these times, my dear friends. Surprising session, it's one my wife used to say, keeping surprise is your weakness, Sunil. You can never do that, but I have successfully done it till this moment. And what is our surprise session today? I really like the idea that the current ExCom is introducing this as a surprise session. So people will be coming with some explanation. And here is your explanation will be in full swing today. We have a surprise session of book review. Book review. Today we have a surprise session of book review. And the book review is done by Toastmaster Renu Narayan. Toastmaster Renu Narayanan is a very active member of Medley Toastmasters Club, and she's been a known storyteller, and she's done many storytelling sessions. She runs her own storytelling community. And when asking about the race of hope, she was telling an idea which actually made me to think. And she was telling, like, recently in Prime Minister Modi's Man Ki Baat, there was a public recognition of the fact that the traditional form of oral storytelling as an art. So Toastmaster Renu Narayan believes as a soldier of a storytelling community. She believes that the entire storytelling community was finding it difficult to find an audience, and this is a ray of hope. It's coming from the Prime Minister himself. Is a ray of hope for the community. So I would like to welcome Toastmaster Renu Narayan to this session, book review. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM Sunil Jose. I hope you can all of you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. So very good evening to all of you. And this is something that I really enjoy doing. But before I start, I would like to ask you a small question. How many of you woke up this morning feeling happy?
Could you repeat, Renu?
How many of you woke up this morning feeling happy?
Me.
Okay. Me. Quite a few. Okay. So what was the first thought that you had that made you happy?
It's a weekend.
Okay.
It's a Saturday.
Relaxation.
Relaxation because it's a weekend?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So who else said they woke up happy? What is the reply? What is the reason you woke up happy?
We can do our daily chores early in the morning and take rest of the day, and we can concentrate on other things, and we can relaxedly do all other works, and definitely that would keep us energetic and be happy.
Okay, so many of you said that you woke up feeling happy. Now
Yeah.
Okay, so would somebody like to say, DTM Thomas?
Yeah.
Yes,
It
I
was
was
actually
looking forward to this meeting, as also the XCOM that's going to happen from 5:30 to 7:30. That dominated my mind when I woke up.
Okay, that's
Medley and the XCOM.
okay. So that's really nice because many people don't wake up with any kind of feeling at all. It's the usual routine. You get up, do what you have to do, brush your teeth or whatever, and it's all on auto mode. We don't really think what we are doing. So the reason why I brought up this question is because the book I'm going to review today came into my hands in a very strange manner. Actually, a friend of mine who lives very close by was getting rid of all his books. So he called me up one day and said, Renu, would you like some books? I said, I can't really tell you because my taste in books is very eclectic and it's been changing over the years. So now I really can't tell you unless I come and see the books, which is not possible because of this COVID. We are not visiting anybody, nobody is visiting us. So he said, okay, I'll just choose a few and I'll send it across. So he chose a few and sent it across. And one of the books happened to be this Notes to Myself, which I will show you here. I don't know if it will be clear because of the background. It's called Notes to Myself, My Struggle to Become a Person. And it's by Hugh Prather. Now, this is a book which is generally doesn't come under the self-help category because this man was trying to become an author. He sent many manuscripts to many different publishers, but was rejected every time. So finally, he decided that he would send his journal, which he used to fill up every day. So basically, this is a book that peeps into his own personal life, what he wrote down every single day. So when I read this book, I felt like he was talking to me. Because basically, I felt that I was going through the similar situation, which I think most of us are, where he says that we are constantly trying to control the future. We're not looking at living in the present moment. We're always saying, if I should be this, I should be that. Instead of focusing on, I am this, I am that. So this book, I wouldn't say really it's a self-help book because it really depends on what kind of help you're looking for. But I found it immensely helpful for me because in that given situation that I am presently facing, right now, everything seems impossible. I feel I'm running from pillar to post and not able to make up my mind what I want to do. So basically, I can't really tell you much about this book because every single paragraph, it's all just in 2 lines, 3 lines. It's like he's been writing just 3 lines, 4 lines every day in the journal. And so I thought it'd be better if I just read a couple of lines that he's written, which really appeal to me. So here goes. Today, I want to do things to be doing them, not to be doing something else. I do not want to do things to sell myself on myself. I don't want to do nice things for people so that I will be nice. I don't want to work to make money. I want to work to work. Today, I don't have to live for. I want to live. So how many of us are actually living just for the sake of living? All of us are living for something or the other. We want to work and earn money. We want to buy a house. We want to buy a car. And the minute we do all of that, we don't realize that we're still not happy. We still wanted to do something more than that. So every single line in this book that I read is really making me feel that there is immense truth to this, whatever he has written. And frankly, because this is not a work of fiction, and he's not trying to reach out to people and say, you know, I am doing this, or I want you to read this because it's self-help book. Because many books are out there in the market which says how to deal with your life and how to do things that make you feel better, living in the moment. Yes, he's also talking about living in the moment, but he is just writing from his own point of view. He's saying that this is what has happened to me on a day-to-day basis. And I feel this is so helpful for each one of us. If he were to write every day that this is what I'm going through right now, and this is what I'm feeling right now, instead of saying, if I do this, I'll feel better. If I do this tomorrow, maybe I'll feel better. Just saying that this is what I'm doing right now. How many of us actually, how many of you, when you're eating your breakfast, are you there actually enjoying the meal? Or are you thinking, I want to get this over and done with quickly so that I can get on with my work? How many of you, be very honest, please. Raise your hand if you have actually sat there, enjoyed every bite, relaxed, with the shoulders relaxed, thinking of nothing but the food in front of you. Please be absolutely honest. Do not put your hand up just to say, okay, I'm thinking. Very few people I know, because I myself personally, I'm not thinking that I'm having breakfast. I'm only thinking, what am I going to do next? So what he says is, what is the hurry? Where are you running? You cannot run anywhere. So focus on, it's not just about eating. It's about anything. Every time you sit down to do something, even at work, even at Toastmasters meeting, are you really focusing completely here? No, part of your brain is already thinking, what should I do after the meeting? I need to catch up on this. So this is something that all of us, if we were to focus and if you really pay attention to where our thoughts are leading us, definitely we can be in the present moment, and we can definitely work towards happiness. Like everybody knows, happiness is within us. We cannot achieve it by looking at things, buying things, or doing anything else, because every single thing is temporary. The only thing that is permanent is being here in the present moment, because today, right now, when I'm speaking, what I've already spoken is in the past. Right now, what I'm speaking is already moving into the past. I'm still speaking, it's present, and I'm going to speak in the next 2 minutes, it's already in the future. So as we are in the present moment, we're already this and that. So forget about the past, it's already said and done. Forget about the future, because it is going to come to you anyway. So why don't we sit here in the present moment, enjoy the meeting, enjoy just listening to people, enjoy the whole evening, the meeting, and then think about something else. So this is something that I really enjoyed reading. And in fact, when Raghu called me up last evening and said, what is the book you're going to review? I said, it's very difficult for me to choose right now, because I'm not into thrillers. I'm not into any kind of, bestsellers. I'm really reading things that are really making me think and pause. Because we're constantly in such a hurry to do things, we don't realize that life is just going past us, and we don't know how much more life is left. So I thought, okay, I will choose this book, and I read out a few lines to him, and he said, yes, that sounds like a good book, because it sounds like something that all of us need to hear. So that is why I chose this book. So thank you very much for listening to me, and that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Reno, for agreeing to review our book and share your views with us. And obviously that this is a good step in mentally, which I believe will encourage many of us to take books and start reading actually. Thank you so much. Let's give a big round of applause to Toastmaster. Okay, now let's, I think I have to wind up, my dear friends. Surprise session is over. Now my allotted time is again, yeah, I think Thomas sir is looking at me. Okay, allotted time is done. Don't worry, I'll come again. Some of you think, please don't come. Okay, so okay. Friends, I would just like to sum up this way. We started, I mean, the theme was taken because that was my personal thought, sometime just, a casual thought. But when I talk to people about this, and when I was discussing with the role players, I found many of you are actually sharing this rays of hope. This COVID-19 is not actually a calamity. It's a turning point in the history of mankind. It's like many other milestones or many other turning points. Many things are going to happen which we never thought that will happen in our lifetime. So all of us have to take that positive thought with us, and take this and find this as a turning point, and think that the things which I never expected that will happen in my lifetime is going to happen because of this. I mean, I'm not underplaying with the personal losses we have or social losses we have, but still, we have to carry on. We have to move forward. So we have to consider this as a stepping stone for the future changes that is going to happen. With this, I thank all of you. I thank the ESCOP to give me an opportunity. I thank all the role players who helped me to make this through. And I'm signing off. This is Sunil Jose, back to Toastmaster Thomas Abraham.
Thank you very much. Come back, Toastmaster, DTM Sunil Jose. Nice to have you back. Friends, we are still on time. That's another good thing about Toastmaster meetings at Medley these days. Do we have Dr. Ambika? Guest Dr. Ambika? I saw her in between, no problem. Do we have Muthukumari? Maybe she would like to add a word or two about what she felt today.
Yes,
Dr. Ambika is also here.
Yeah, yes, Muthukumari. What was it for you?
For me, I felt that the meetings are suffering a tad bit because of the online presence. So I'm looking forward to when we will be meeting in person. Otherwise, it was great. I love the TT session, and that's it. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Zakir, yes, could you tell us in a word or two what you felt about today?
Excellent meeting, sir. And the TT session was innovative. And the two speeches and Narasimha's speech was awesome. I enjoyed it. And we were on time. That was one of the things, as you mentioned.
Sure.
I liked. And yes, the depleting habit of reading books is going down. Renu Narayan session was nice so that we can keep up with the reading books. Thank you, sir.
That's a very nice review to come from you. Thank you very much. I must add a couple of things here. One is not very pleasant, but it's all in the family. So allow me to say this. Medley meetings normally brim with a lot more of energy. Ramesh referred to it. We offer a lot more variety. There is a depletion in prepared speeches. That's a collective blame we have to take on ourselves. We can't have members asking for roles and then slipping out. Please don't do that. We are doing a disservice to the entire community. And I'm willing to look at it. Why is it? Is there any collective reason why it's happening? Anyway, the EXCOM can get over this. Any suggestions most welcome. Why are we losing out here? It has never been so. We used to have people wanting. There were more requirements than slots available. What has changed? Maybe I have a suggestion, friends. Delivering the speech and planning the speech. Do this in two separate compartments. Enjoy thinking up topics, speeches, keep them on the sim, and as and when a slot arrives, go and deliver it. I request each of you to kindly consider this slight change. You will enjoy it also. Than having to cook up something last moment, then you get caught with your work. Somehow you have to, serve Caesar and serve God. Let us serve God and Caesar equally. I request you, give it a try, and you will see the difference it makes. I'm open to any suggestions the members may have. Any thoughts?
Sir.
Yeah.
Today was a good meeting, but we got to see only two prepared speeches. It would be nice if we have a kind of mechanism where we can have a buffer. Suppose in case if we have two, we can get using the buffer. We can put we can add on 2 or 3,
Get you. Okay.
We can get to view
I
more
get
of
the idea. Yeah. We used to have in the past. Raghu already has plans to create a ever-ready Medlians kind of a group. Sure, we will work on that. Yeah, but those who take on the roles, I request you, kindly plan change your cycle, kindly plan in advance. You will enjoy it. Delivering a speech, the joy is not just in that 7 minutes, 25 seconds. Thinking about it, editing it, correcting it, rehearsing it, practicing it. Don't deny yourself that, please. You will really enjoy it. My request, a humble request from my side. And as a group, we will benefit. The meetings, the quality that we are proud of, we will return to that. I know there's been a cycle of renewals. That's behind us. Now let's buck up and let's get back to normal. Let's start enjoying meetings. The full energy, enthusiasm, the ardor. Let's see the full ardor. Let's enjoy it. Let's make the guests feel good also. The third aspect is, I'm sorry, it's been our attempt, but we have missed out calling a couple of our guests, a couple of our members for TT. It's always been our attempt to ensure that every member gets an opportunity. Otherwise, look at it. 2 hours you sit through, I've said that already. So I'm sorry, Amita, we missed you. I don't think we missed anybody else. And to the guests, kindly bear with us. We need to take care of our members also. In the process, a bit of lucky dip happens. Please bear with us. Lastly, friends, I want to tell you that there is a mini election, a by-election that's going to happen in tomorrow, in the next week. This is because our enthusiastic Sergeant at Arms, Abhimanyu, he has had to relocate himself. Again, we are all slowly, the price we pay for COVID is unraveling. He is one such person, so he has not been able to continue. Therefore, we will announce today in a notice this announcement for an election. It will be anyone who is eligible can nominate. It can also be floor nomination, but for good order, I will send out the notice today. Please send your self-nomination to me for the Sergeant at Arms. Sergeant at Arms is typically the starting point in the club officialdom. And a Sergeant at Arms gets to attend every meeting that any EXCOM has, gets a copy of any communication anybody in the EXCOM has. So it is a rapid learning. So those who have that knack of getting into leadership, this is a very good opportunity. I've been spreading the word. So that is an election we will have next week. With that, we're still on time. I have great pleasure in opening up the chat room, not before I declare close meeting number 591. Thank you.
We need to announce the winners.
Winners! Oh, all right. Here we go. This is also official. The best tag player is the first person who asked for the result is Toastmaster Rangarajan. The best role player is DTM Sunil Jose. The best evaluator is Toastmaster Priyadarshini. The best speaker is no-brainer. I mean, the answer is a no-brainer. Is Toastmaster Narasimhan. And the best TT speaker is Toastmaster Shruti. Congratulations, all 5 of you.